What's up, YouTube? Big Z here. Welcome to Week 8 installment of Cash City Picks. We are first gonna take a look back at Week 7. It was a better mixed bag than last week, but it was a mixed bag. We went 2-2, and there was a lot of reasons for that. In the Las Vegas game at Chicago, Hoyer is Hoyer. He was only good for 120 yards, 129 yards, and the lesson is learned there. The Raiders, without Garoppolo, aren't Raiders. They're just a shell of a football team. Also, Hoyer is only good for half a game, and that's only if the Raiders are up on that score. Otherwise, it was a bad day for the Raiders. Crosby had 2 tackles, well under his 3-game average. Jacobs' running game was shut down. He only had 35 yards, and that was that. Next up, Buffalo lost to New England. Division game, should have known better. Quarterback Josh Allen was less than 100%, and he was further than 100% that I calculated. Looks like Buffalo is losing their Tier 1 shine versus potent offenses. New England is stepping up for the division game. They were at home. Mac Jones proved himself, 272 yards plus 2 touchdowns, and that was that. On the brighter side, we had Arizona at Seattle. Called it and nailed it. They won by 10 points, just like we said. They were showing who's king of their home in that division game. Good for Seattle. Another big money score for us was Los Angeles Chargers at Kansas City. That 5.5 point spread was ridiculous to begin with. Quarterback for Kansas City, Mahomes, is unstoppable, throwing for over 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's despite a poor run game. It was all Mahomes. Moving forward to better and brighter days. For this week's matchup, we'll first take a look at the Rams game versus Dallas. Dallas is favored by 6.5 points. Let's see. The Rams offense has no second half play, no fourth quarter. This is proven by their last games at Pittsburg and 3 games ago at Philly. Despite patching up the run game and staying in the game for a little bit, quarterback Matt Stafford, he has a spotty passing performance despite scoring in the last 6 games. When Dallas plays at home, the Cowboys are a different team. They are stronger, more confident, more unstoppable. Dak has been scoring in every game, looking back at his last 5 games, so I think this will translate into at least a 10-point victory over the Rams. I say we put half a unit confidently into Dallas to cover the 6.5 point spread. For our next selection, we take a close look at the Jacksonville-Pittsburgh game. Jacksonville is on the road, and what do we see? What do we know? I think we know that Jackson is the superior team. We know that the offense is scoring more than enough points for defenses to handle. We know that Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback, is throwing well. He's effective and efficient. He has scored the last 5 games, 6 touchdowns. And what else can we say about that offense? The running back, Etienne. He has 2 touchdowns in each of his last 3 games. He's proving to be more than a handful for more defenses to handle. Those opposing defenses are really struggling with that combination of Trevor Lawrence in the air and Etienne on the ground. Looking at Pittsburgh, we see that even though they've been playing well recently, they beat the Rams, which is not saying much, I think. And they beat the Ravens, which was definitely fueled by division passion. I take a closer look at their offense, and I see Najee has only 300 yards rushing this whole year and 1 touchdown. That's it. He has not a single game over 75 yards. That worries me. Pickett, on the other hand, by the same token, I should say, very inconsistent in the passing. He's hit and miss. Taking a closer look, I can't believe Jacksonville is only favored by 1.5 points. This is a Big Z big money pick. Take Jacksonville confidently, minus 1.5 points covered. Let's go to Cash City. Taking a look at our third selection, we are looking in the direction of Houston at Carolina. Houston is favored by 3 points. And what do we see? Well, both teams are coming off a bye, so they'll both be rested. So no excuses there. Carolina will be at home, and they're still not favored. So that tells us something. However, when we look at performance, we see Carolina finds itself in a 10-point deficit real easy versus teams that have good or decent quarterback. This will be at least a 7-point game. Easily. Carolina often struggles to keep pace with opponents. That offense, led by quarterback Bryce Young, always has trouble being efficient sufficiently consistent enough. The running game is more than lacking. They only have one bright spot. Thielen, wide receiver, dependent on the performance of Bryce Young, is not going to be enough to get them through this game. Houston, on the other hand, led by CJ Stroud, 276 yards a game, is taking the team in the right direction. He manages to keep his team to stay in the game. Add to that a top 15 defense, which we can say is a strong middle tier defense. Strong defense always has something to do with that scoreboard. I say we put half a unit, take Houston -3 points. I'm thinking they're going to win by 7 to 10 points. Let's do it. Cash City, let's go. And for our final pick of week 8, we are looking at Baltimore Ravens, -8.5 points. Ooh, -9.5 points now. Still going with the Ravens. They're playing against Arizona. Who is Arizona? They are in shambles, just the opposite of Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is hitting on all 8 cylinders. He's got that team together. That defense is massive enough to go up against anybody. This is going to be one unit, big money, big Z pick, all in on Baltimore, and then some. To cover 9.5 points, Baltimore wins this game by 15 to 20 points. Let's go to Cash City. I'll see you guys there.